Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Now today I am going to walk you through all of the key venues on board Costa Toscana. Now this cruise ship might look pretty familiar to you, and that's because she's an excellence class cruise ship which shares the same build type as ships like P&O Iona, P&O Arvia, and also some Carnival ships and some AIDA ships. So this, from a numbers point of view, is such an impressive ship. You've got 2,612 cabins on here, 6,554 passenger capacity, and a total ship length of 337 metres. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the majority of venues, deck by deck, starting from the bottom and working our way to the top. Now what better place to start than down on deck 5, and you're joining me now in one of the main dining rooms on board. Now Costa are doing things a little bit differently now, in the respect that they don't have big shared tables in a formal dining room, and instead what you're seeing here is a dining room which looks much more like a restaurant. The table sizes are a lot smaller, and it's much more common if you're travelling as a couple to be seated at a table for two, or in my case, if you're travelling solo, you quite often get seated at a table for one. Now you will notice as we go all around the ship in this video that most of the other venues, if not all of them, follow that same approach of looking more like a restaurant on land rather than a huge cruise ship dining room. Anyway, that's all that's on deck 5. So moving up onto deck 6, we'll find one of the main theatre venues on board. Now this arena is a pretty unique venue, so this is built into the very front of the ship up on deck number 6. Now what you'll find is that the stage in the middle here actually rises and falls, which is exactly why you've got an outline on the floor there. Now, my big bit of advice for this venue is that there's quite a lot of seats which don't have a great view of the stage. I've put this little clip on here just so you can see. If you're sitting in this back corner, you're not going to see a great deal. So if you are cruising on here, going to a show in this venue, make sure you get there nice and early to get a decent seat. Anyway, directly outside the arena, you've got the Leonardo Grand Bar. Now this is one of the main dance floors on board Costa Toscana, and this is where you'll be able to dance to be honest, pretty much any type of music depending on when you visit. You'll be able to do ballroom in here, you'll also be able to do disco in here. To be honest, from about 4 PM every single day, you'll be dancing all night in here. So if you like to come in, relax with a few drinks, and dance the night away, then this is definitely the venue for you. If, however, theatre and shows are more your thing, then you'll want to head next door into the Colosseo Atrium. Now this venue I think is one of the most impressive looking venues on board, and is actually a 3-storey theatre. Now this essentially is a really clear sign from Costa that they're trying to get rid of the traditional theatre concept on cruise ships. Whether or not it works, I think I'm not entirely convinced, but head over to my vlog series, which will be on my YouTube channel, and you can make a decision for yourself what you think of the shows. Now directly beside Colosseo is the next of our included dining room options. Now you can see here each of these dining rooms look slightly different, but these are all within the same venue, so it's a little bit strange how the theming in these rooms work, but I quite like it because it means that rather than feeling like you're in a restaurant with 1,500 covers in it, it does feel a lot more intimate. The only thing I would say is that it's worth having a look at where you get assigned to from a dining point of view, because if you don't like the room you're in, there's quite a, to be fair, decent opportunity to change room and change environment. So yeah, definitely check out what's available, and if you don't like where you are, speak to your maitre d' and they'll hopefully be able to help you out. Now next venue, now this is just coming off the other side of Colosseo, and this is the National Geographic Expedition Corner. Now this is where you'll book your shore excursions, and that's why it's directly beside the My Tours Centre. Now the My Tours Centre functions exactly the same as the National Geographic Zone, whereby you can book your excursions on the tablets, or if you come into My Tours, you can also book at the desk over there with staff. Now directly beside that, you've got the Sea Dream Centre. Now this is where you'll be able to book your future Costa Cruises. So always remember that if you are planning to book a cruise, it's worth checking the prices while you're on board, because sometimes you can get discounted fares, or you can also get some good onboard credit offers, so always check that out. And directly beside Sea Dream is Anfore. Now, this isn't an included restaurant, and when I was on the ship, this was being used for guests in premium grade cabins. So if you're booking a suite category room, then you'd probably find that you'd be dining in here. Now, I really like this venue. I think it was very bright, it was very Mediterranean. It's exactly what I would have thought the branding of a Costa Cruise restaurant to look like. So yeah, I'll let you have a look around and I'll see you at the next venue. Okay, coming out of the restaurant, we're going back along the corridor now towards the rear of the ship, and the next venue is My Moments. Now, throughout your cruise, there'll be photographers from Costa that will wander in the decks, they'll be exploring the ship at night, and they'll take your pictures. So yeah, you can stop by there and view the pictures that they take of you. Now, going up a deck, we're now on deck number 7, and this is where you'll find the top floor to the arena that we were in before. Now, I won't say too much about this venue because, as I said earlier, head over and check out my vlogs to see a bit more detail on this. But here's what it looks like during a performance. So you can hopefully start to see what I'm talking about here. There's quite a lot of wasted space in this venue and quite a lot of opportunity for obstructed views. But yeah, I'll not say any more. Let's get to the next venue. Now, this is reception or guest services, depending on what you're used to. So this is where you can come if anything goes wrong and you need to speak to someone. Now, this operates on a ticketing system, so you can see here, you push the button, you get your ticket, and then you can head over and sit down and keep watching the TV screens, which are built into the roof and also built into the walls to keep an eye on your number becoming available. Now, that essentially just removes the need to stand in a queue, which, to be honest, I quite like it. Now, in terms of seating by reception, really, really modern, and I felt as though this had quite a Mediterranean garden feel to it. The plants in here are all fake, but I actually really liked all the furniture in here. It was very, very bright, and even walking through here at night, this still was a very, very stimulating environment to be in, and really, really bright at all times. Now, directly beside reception, you'll find the international host desks and also the desks that you go to if you require Wi-Fi support. So if you need to speak to someone in your language, then you'll find them directly beside reception for a number of hours each day. And you can find the hours that they're available in your daily schedule, or as Costa call it, your Oggi a Bordo leaflet. Now, on the other side of reception, you've got the Costa Shops. Now, I won't be showing you inside the shops, but this is what they look like, and that's heading back down into the arena at the bottom of your screen. Now, directly beside the shops, you'll then find the Colosseo, but we won't look at that because that's just the same 3-floored venue. So we'll shoot all the way through the other side, and that now brings us to the casino. Now, the casino on board this ship, I found it to be particularly beautiful, to be honest. It was really nicely lit. My only criticism is you don't really see the ocean from it at any point, but this seemed to be busy on every single day of my cruise. Now, if you've never cruised before, remember that your cruise ship casino can't open until the cruise ship enters international waters. Now, usually what that means is that when you leave port, the casino will remain closed for about an hour or two until the time is right, and then they can open all of the machines. Now, if you are looking to get in there early before your dinner, just speak to the casino manager or any of the crew that are working in the casino, and they should be able to let you know what time to head in to start your evening. But you've got tables on one side, slots on the other, and all your digital games over here as well. And then directly beside the casino, which children aren't allowed in, you've got the Deck 7 arcade. Now, this one obviously is designed much more for kids. Games in here are all chargeable to your cabin room key, so you don't need to worry about carrying cash on board. And if you do win tokens during your cruise, you can exchange them at this prize hub. Now, this prize hub, to be honest, I found it on the majority of cruise ships, so nothing new there. Now, directly beside the arcade, you've got the Heineken Star Club and Bistro. Now this is a venue dedicated to Heineken beer. Now they don't brew beer in this venue on board the way that some other cruise lines do. This is more a beer bar, and then they also sell food in here. Now this is one of the speciality dining options. In other words, it's not included in your cruise fare. So if you have a drinks package, you can come in here and your drinks are absolutely included. But if you're looking to dine in here, so think burgers, think wings, think general pub food, then you would be paying slightly more or slightly extra in order to do that. Now, let's head next door. This restaurant is another one of the included offerings on board. Now, again, without repeating myself too much, you can see here that this isn't really designed as a main dining room the way that it would be on a traditional cruise ship, and it looks much more like a restaurant. Now, this is probably one of my favourite included dining venues on board, just due to the fact that you'll see the room at the back in a little second, but I've not really seen many included dining venues look so cafe-like. Like this is the room that I'm referring to here. I just think this venue is so nice. Now the other good thing about this is the location. So as you know, in this deck we're working front to back, with the arena being at the front and this being at the back. So what I'll take you out and show you now is the venue that you'll find right at the back of the ship, and to access that you actually have to go through this restaurant. So it's ideal to dine in here and come to here for a drink before your dinner or a drink after your dinner. Now this is the Infinity Terrace and the Infinity Bar, and you'll find this all the way at the very back of the ship. Now coming off either side of this terrace, you've got the promenade deck, which will take you all the way down both sides of the ship, including round the front. And to be honest, one of my favourite things is the view of the back looking up. Anyway, speaking of up, let's head up. So this is deck 8 and we're all the way back at the very front of the ship. Now first of all, you've got this Piazza area, which has got loads of different speciality options coming off it. The first one being the onboard ice cream shop. Now this isn't included in your cruise fare, but what I would say is that from a price point of view, it was very agreeable to what you'd find on land. I found an ice cream in there would probably cost about €4, which is probably similar to what I would expect to pay in any ice cream shop in any city. Now moving into Bar Ferrari, this is the onboard wine and champagne bar. So if you've been on other Costa ships, you'll sometimes find this as part of the Colosseo venue, but in here, you'll find it up at the Piazza. You can also order charcuterie and fancy bar bites in here, but you'll pay extra for that as well. So quite a nice venue to come and chill out, but one that you should probably expect to pay a little bit extra in. Now across the Piazza from Ferrari, you'll find the sports bar. Now I really like this venue because it gives you something totally different to what the other bars provide you. And I need you to look up, because what you'll see is the way the lights have been designed in this venue, they're actually a football pitch, which I thought was particularly cool. Now directly beside the sports bar, you'll find this speciality restaurant. Now this is one of the most expensive speciality restaurants on board, with the most expensive being the one that we're going to enter next, which is right next door. Now I didn't dine in here, but what you can see is that the environment is absolutely beautiful. It's got a really nice nautical theme in here, and the other thing that's very apparent are all the fresh flowers, especially that large bouquet in the middle of the room. When you walk in here, you can smell the flowers straight away. So yeah, if you like a more traditional, refined dining experience, this one might be right up your street. However, if you want to try something a little bit different, then head in here. Now this is Archipelago, and this restaurant is a partnership with 3 celebrity famous chefs who have teamed up with Costa to offer what they dub a Michelin experience. Now, I did eat in here, and you'll see the video from that on one of my future Costa Toscana vlogs. So keep looking for that, and we'll take you into the restaurant and show you what it's like. Now, the other really cool thing with this restaurant is that all the driftwood in here has actually been reclaimed from beaches that Costa have worked to help clean up through the work of their Costa Foundation charity. So big thumbs up. Now coming off of the piazza and heading down towards the back of the ship, the first venue is the FoodLab. Now I really did like the look of this venue, but unfortunately it was closed during our cruise, so I can't give you any more information other than the fact that it looks as though it's an engaging cooking environment, and I believe you watch what to do on the screens and then you can cook as a couple or you can cook in a small group. Now, one venue that was open was directly through the wall, and that's the Teppanyaki Restaurant. Now, I did eat in here again, and this will be featuring on my vlog series. Now, this was probably one of the better Teppanyaki restaurants I've seen it. See, I really enjoyed the fact that it wasn't huge. There only were a couple of tables, and that meant that you got pretty good service, and the food I thought was excellent for the price that we paid. Now, speaking of excellent, let's talk about the pizzeria. Now, Costa being an Italian cruise line, you obviously would be expecting that the pizza and the pasta would be pretty good. Now, pizza, you'll find it in here. You do have to pay extra for it, but if you're a member of the C Club, which is the Costa Club loyalty program, you can get quite significant discounts, so make sure you look at that before ordering your pizza. Now, beside the pizzeria, looking down into the Colosseo, is the Kartell Cafe. Now, Kartell is a premium furniture brand, which is why you'll find the carpets in here have got their furniture on it. You'll find models of their furniture in this cafe, and you'll also find another quite quirky feature that I'll take you in and show you in a sec. But really comfy seating. This is all included if you've got drinks packages, so yeah, come in here, make yourself at home, and you can even watch the show from in here, which is lovely. Now, the quirky feature I was referring to is this Kartell Museum. So if I take you in here, you can see a little bit of history about Kartell. It'll also tell you about the partnership of Kartell and Costa. And then if you look in these cabinets here, you can actually buy all of this stuff. I've never seen that before on a cruise, but if you want to buy cups, if you want to buy glasses or whatever, you can do that in there. Now, anyway, the next venue we need to look at, heading towards the back of the ship, is the onboard buffet. Now, this venue was a little bit different to a traditional cruise ship buffet in the respect that it was all the way down on deck number 8. Now, if you've cruised on P&O Arvia or P&O Iona or similar ships, you'll know that the deck 8 balcony cabins have received quite a lot of criticism because they have the promenade outside. So it's very clever how Costa have decided to put the buffet here because it removes that criticism. So yeah, big thumbs up. Now, heading all the way up to the top of the ship now, we're going to hit the beach club because all the decks in between are just passenger cabins only. Now, the beach club is on deck 15 and also deck 16. So this is us up on the top floor looking down. Now, this is a beautiful venue. During the day, it is so busy in here, but I really enjoyed coming up at night, sitting down, having a drink and just chilling out. Now, it is worth noting that the roof in here is specially designed to allow UV rays to pass through. In other words, please make sure you put your sun cream on because, yeah, otherwise you're going to get burnt because you're essentially lying outside. Now, in terms of venues that are within this beach club, you've got the main bar over one side. You've then got the Salty Beach Food Grill, which was over the other side. Upstairs, you've then got the Nutella bar, and then across from the Nutella bar, you've then got the ice cream shop, which will serve the same ice cream as what you could get in the other ice cream shop. So yeah, worth checking out. Moving all the way to the back of deck 16. Now, a couple of things that I don't show you in this video, so I won't be showing you the spa, I won't be showing you the gym, and I also won't be showing you the kids clubs, just because I couldn't get access to any of those venues to show you during the cruise. Now, Forte Beach Club is up on deck 17. Now, as you're going down from the back to the front of this ship, you'll find a number of different beach clubs. So what you're looking at right now is completely duplicated on the other side of the ship. I won't show you two because I want to keep this video to less than 25 minutes, and I think I've managed to do it so far. So you imagine that doubled. And directly beside the beach club, you've then got the Aperol Spritz Bar. So Costa have teamed up with Aperol to provide this speciality venue, which again, if you have drinks packages, then that's all totally included here. So you can head in, grab an Aperol and sit in the sunshine. Now remaining on deck 17, you've now got the Splash Aqua Park. In here you've got a number of slides. You've got this one in the middle, which is a children's slide. You've then got the dual racer slide, and you've then got the one that you go down and enter into the big bowl. But you'll see them in a little bit more detail when we head up to the Skywalk, which I'll tell you about in a sec. But right now, let's go all the way to the very front of the ship. And this is where you'll find Versilia Beach, which is the adults only environment on board Costa Toscana. Now, in here at the moment, it doesn't look busy at all, but as the day goes on, they can put more loungers out here, so don't worry about racing up here at 7 AM to find space. I found this ship, although there was a huge passenger capacity, it handled passengers on the top decks really, really well. Now, from a swimming pool point of view, again, this is the adults only pool, and all the loungers here are obviously adult only as well. Now, if you've got children and you're travelling as a family, there's loads of deck space with loads of loungers, so do not worry. Now, if you are travelling in the top suites on board, you'll also have access to Private 19. Now, the entrance to this is on deck 18 as a part of the Versilia Beach, but I didn't get in here because it was fully locked and, yeah, very, very private up there. Now, Versilia Bar is the next venue to look at. There's a couple of these bars dotted around the ship, but this is just where you can get a drink and head over and drink it by the pool. You've then got Green, which is one of multiple speciality dining options by the pool. Now, I've taken a video of the menu here, so feel free to pause that and have a look and see what you would order, and there's also the prices on there. There's also a poke speciality grill further down, but I'm not showing you that again, just so that we can keep to time. Next up, guys, let's look at the Volare Sky Walk. Now, this is where you can get to the highest point of the entire ship. Now, I think up here you get some of the best views of the whole ship and also some of the ports that you're visiting. Look at where we are today. It's absolutely stunning. Now, you're looking down into the basketball court or the sports court, and we'll head down there just shortly, so don't worry. And you can also see those water slides up here as well. Now, this is great because you can actually walk uphill and walk downhill on a cruise ship. So if you're looking to burn off those calories, you can get up here and get some hills in, which is really, really useful. Now, sports court, unfortunately, I had to film this over a couple of different days, so it's now raining. So hopefully it won't rain on your cruise. But every day during the daylight hours, the sports court is open and it's fully netted. And another facility that's open all the time is the onboard jogging track. Now, the jogging track is just that light blue section, and that runs round the back half of the ship. Now, we're now back at the very rear of the ship, and we're looking at the bar all the way back on deck 18. So we're almost there, and I just have one final venue to show you. Now, from that bar at the back of deck 18, you head up one flight of stairs, and you find yourself in a little solarium. Now, my tip, to be honest, if you're cruising on here, is to head up here and get yourself a chair, because a lot of people didn't venture up here. I think it was maybe because it's not got anything near it, it's not close to a pool, and it is also quite quiet. But being honest, that's exactly what I want during a sea day. So yeah, you can see here there's no loungers, but if you want to just come up here with a coffee, chill out for a few hours and read a book, then this is exactly the best place to do that, because the ship itself is quite loud, to be perfectly honest. Now, you then look back over the very back of the ship. That space down there, they'll use that for dance classes, they'll use it for various things during the day, and you can also grab a seat on those sun loungers or on those deck chairs and look out the back. Now, the final thing to show you are the glass floors all the way up at the top of the ship. Now, these are cleaned pretty much daily, so if you want to scare yourself, get up here and go for a walk. But look, guys, that's a full tour in 24 minutes of Costa Toscana, which is the brand new flagship from Costa Cruises. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, jump down below, give it a thumbs up, and click subscribe for so much more. But thank you for watching, and I'll see all of you in my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.